Hello and welcome to this video of Mr. Nelson Teaches. Today we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting integers. And adding and subtracting integers, once you get the hang of it, is very simple. This video goes along with the adding and subtracting integers worksheet that you can find linked in the description. But we're going to start with number 1. It's 6 plus negative 3 plus 2. And if you're having some trouble with adding or subtracting integers, drawing it out on a number line really helps the situation. So I'm going to draw them out on the number line just so you can visualize it. So what I will do is start with 0 about here. We'll stop at 10. So we'll just mark our first number, and that is 6. 6 is right here. And we're adding to negative 3, which effectively means minus 3. So whenever you see these two together, just go ahead and know that it's a minus sign. So we will start at 6 and we will go 3 steps in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have made it through this bit. So 6 plus negative 3 gets us to the number 3. Now the last bit is to add 2. So we start from 3 and we go 2 in the positive direction. 1, 2. And we end up at 5. So 5 is the answer to 6 plus negative 3 plus 2. Looking at number 2. Negative 11 plus 5 plus 2. Alright, so I'm going to start down here. My last one is going to be negative 11. 10, make this a little bit bigger. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should get us going there. So we're going to we've marked our negative 11. So negative 11, we go 5 in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets us to negative 6. And then 2 more steps in the positive direction. Put this in a different color. 1, 2. There we go. So our answer is negative 4. Looking at number 3. Okay, we'll start here. I'm going to start with negative 5. Okay, we'll mark our negative 2. Find it right there. Negative 2, got it marked. This means go 3 steps in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3. Gets us to negative 5. And then 5 steps in the positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 0. Looking at number 4. Alright, so I'm going to put my 0 about right there. So we start at positive 5. There's nothing in front of here, so we know it is positive. So positive 5, marking it on my number line. So we go 3 steps in the negative direction, but we have this minus sign here. Anytime you see two minus signs beside each other, or a minus a negative, it's an addition. And the way I think about minusing negatives is like debt. If you subtract debt, you actually make money. So if you subtract negative 3, you go in a positive direction. So we are subtracting negative 3. I know that means plus. So I go 1, 2, 3. And we get 8. I'm going to go ahead and extend my number line on out because I see my next step is plus 6. So I'll have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this goes on and on and on. Okay, so I'm at 8, and I need to add 6 to it. So 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I end up at 14. That's my answer. There we go. Alright, looking at number 5. Negative 2 minus 5 minus 7. So I am going, all of these go in that direction. So I'm going to start with my 0 right there. I shouldn't have marked that. I should just write the number 0. Okay, so I start at negative 2. So I mark negative 2. And we need to go 5 steps in the negative direction. 1, 2, 4, 5. Right there. Alright. So let's check that. We got 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step. Alright, now it asks us to go 7 more steps in the negative direction. We'll go ahead and mark that as our negative 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our minus 7. And we end up at negative 14. Another way you can think about this is, let's add all of these numbers. So 2 plus 5, that makes 7, plus another 7, that makes 14. They're all negative, so it's negative 14. Number 6. Okay. 12 plus 8 minus negative 4. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my positive numbers right here. 12 plus 8 is 20. And we have minus negative 4. We know, we just talked about it, anytime we see 2 minus signs, we know it's a plus. So we have 20 plus 4. And I don't think we need to show this on the number line. 20 plus 4 is 24. Pretty simple. Look at number 7. 1 minus 7 plus negative 10. Alright, we're going to put this one on the number line because we're going below 0. We're going in the negative direction. So I am going to put my 0 about right here. I'll put the negatives in just a second, just for the sake of time, all right. So we're going to mark our positive 1, and then we go 7 steps in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's our minus 7. And we're going to add a negative number. When we add a negative number, it's the same thing as subtracting 10. So that is 10 more steps in the negative direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll put in the numbers. Okay. And we end up at negative 16. Okay. We could have added together our negative numbers. When we add negative 7 to negative 10, we get negative 17, and then we would have went one step in the positive direction and gotten negative 16. All right. Looking at number 8. 8 plus negative 10 plus 2. All right. So I see that 8 is my largest positive number, so I'm going to put it here. Okay, and these are negative. Alright, so I mark my positive 8 right here. And we are going 10 steps in the negative direction, because anytime we add a negative, it's the same thing as subtracting. So I'm going to go 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we get negative 2. Let's mark it. And then we need to go 2 more steps in the positive direction. So we will go 1, 2, and we will get 0. That looks kind of like a donut, so I'm going to put a line through my 0 so that you know it's a 0 and not a donut. Alright, we could have done this by combining our positive numbers. So 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 10, we would get 0. Alright, thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to leave a comment on something you need help with, that would be great. But thank you for watching this episode of Mr. Nelson Teaches.